Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business. And the way that these videos work is that they all follow the exact same structure. I start by answering some questions from the audience. This means that you can ask your question below this video and then I'll answer your question in tomorrow's video. It's a great way of engagement hacking YouTube and a way for me to get feedback from my ideal customer profile, which is probably you since you clicked this video. And it's a good way for you to maybe get some help from my end. Then I do business stats. This is an Excel sheet that I fill out every single day, tracking my cash revenue and basically all business numbers. Then I run you through my to-do list or the things that I did today, and then we end these videos by doing live strategy. Basically me brainstorming out loud on how the hell I'm going to get to $1 million a year in personal profit while only taking calls 3 days a week and keeping my profit margins above 85%. So those are the rules that I have to follow to beat this game of $1 million a year. So I'll head over to my daily updates channel, as you can see, then we'll head into community, scroll all the way down, zoom in a little bit so that you can see something. And then I'll just answer the questions one by one. So we start off by a question from Daniel here. This is a long one. I appreciate it, brother. So first of all, really appreciate the value and feedback. Awesome, bro. I get what you were saying, and that's what I thought with the mindset and self-improvement aspect. Nice. So you said people in my age are probably the target audience, and that's probably real, but do you think that they would have enough money to buy a high-ticket offer? Well, I think if they see the value, bro, they will have the money. But I think from your end here, the thesis is simple, right? You think that because of the lower age of your target audience, then they might have less money, which is probably true. But at the same time, there will always be people in any age brackets that has the funds to invest. So I think, bro, the best thing that you can do before you plan out your entire business, before you plan out your offer, before you plan out your pricing, what you want to do is you want to do market research, right? I know you had around 1.4k followers, bro, on socials. So what you want to do, bro, is that you want to do polls and questions on your story to ask the audience that you have feedback. How much would you be willing to invest if you could get X, Y, Z? So list the deliverables that you have, right? Start a poll and say, why do you follow me and what should I post more content of? Then you realize why people are there. Ask a question of what do you seek in a mentor, right? Is it their resume? Is it their offer? Is it what they can help with, etc.? So I think, bro, try to do some market research before you agree on doing anything. So you might as well just ask your audience what they're looking for, right? Then we have, and so that you know a little bit more about me. I appreciate that, bro. I'm about to do around 2,000 euros next month. Well done, bro, through closing. Awesome skill set. Also do some trading on the side where I slowly start getting results after 1.5 years. And I got a lot of people asking for my workout plan and diet for my personal brand. This is pretty good, right? Because this is the market research that I was referring to here, bro. Because you basically have people asking for advice, whether it is sales, closing, mindset, fitness, workout plans. That is basically a sign of interest from your market, right? Which means that you can probably start charging for it. In the beginning, you don't have to build out a library of 100 workout videos or 100 recipes. You should just jump on calls with people and sell your hours, right? Because at the end of the day, that is the same transformation. Pretty good, pretty well done, bro. 17 years of age, this is very good. I would, if I were you, bro, I don't know enough about trading, but I would say every single hour that you spend on trading, I would maybe put that into a marketing agency, more workout and fitness and like content around that maybe. But it might be me not knowing enough about trading, right? All right, nice. I'm working on a 10-day course for basic mindset and like really like fixing your thinking patterns. Nice. And everything you need for success. And my target audience would be people that feel stuck, maybe struggle with discipline and want to earn their first money, but also level up and become a fucking beast. I would offer one-on-one coaching to the course and make some videos. Very nice, bro. Do you think of my situation? I think, bro, this product that you just described here, what you want to do, bro, is put that up on your story and ask the people that follow you already to basically see if there would be interest of them investing into something like this. And then I think, bro, one-on-one coaching here is of course a good selling point. Having a basically a 10-day course for basic mindset, struggle with discipline, earn the first money, and become a fucking beast. This is a lot, bro, right? This can be a little bit confusing. I think it's a lot, right? Like make your first money, sort your thoughts, discipline. I like the thought process, bro, because it's very natural when you're a coach or consultant. You want to like give people everything at once, right? You want to like sell them on everything. But I think, bro, try to really nail down on a pain point and then become the solution to that pain point. And then realize if people want to go through a 10-day course, realize if people want to do one-on-one calls, realize if people want to do a community, right? Because the best way is just creating a product or a solution that there is a demand for in the market. So I think, bro, start with selling your hours, start by interviewing your audience, start by getting a few different cases, right? Help someone one-on-one with how to become better at sales, then do fitness, then do workout, then do discipline. Because then you, bro, also figure out what you like to coach and what people are willing and able to pay for. And then once you have around 10 people in the same area, so like maybe you realize, wow, I really enjoy basically teaching people sales and how they can become a high-ticket closer. People are more willing to invest in that rather than mindset, because over here they learn how to make more money, so they want to pay more for that skill. That is a higher leverage skill than sorting your mind, even though that sorting your mind is probably more important, right? But you logically you can justify your investment over here with money because you make money, right? So I think, bro, try these different things that you're good at and passionate about, and then realize what the market wants, and then double down on that. So I hope that makes sense, bro. I really appreciate the question, and I hope that you get going. That is really the main thing for me here. Thank you, bro. Let me see here. Thanks for the vulnerability, man. Always nice to hear your mindset and how you handle adversity. Thank you, bro. When you had your first solid case study, how did you go about landing your next clients, and what steps are best to take after getting that first convincing case study? Thanks, man. So I think a solid case study can retire you, and none of you will believe me because you probably haven't had a case study and you're not retired yet. I'm definitely not retired, but I firmly believe that because I can see that everything good that ever happened to me in my business was ever since I got my first case study, and then when I started creating content. Like, those two things changed my entire business around. So I think what you want to do after you get a case study, like, first of all, something happens inside of your mind. It's basically, I just helped this person that paid me and they are happy to pay me more, right? Because I'm helping them. Then it's like, so you get a very high conviction in your service because you've seen it work, you know? For example, I took a fitness coach, one of my clients, on a consulting basis, I consulted a fitness coach client and took his business from $8,000 a month to $45,000 a month, right? I've had a lot of other case studies before that, but that was like in this niche, I was like, phew. So what I did was that I saw this gap in the market I took a fitness coach from like 8K to 45K, right? And then I basically doubled down on it, and then I opened up spots for me and my team to take equity in other fitness coaching businesses, and now I have equity in 5, right? So that was a way that I had a case study, I had a system and a framework that worked, and I realized that the best way to capitalize on this was to build a team that could deliver the service. So I called up my previous head of content and my previous head of sales, and I was like, boys, do you want to start an agency with me where you do the service and I bring the clients in? They were like, yeah, sure, Fred, let's do it. So that's how I capitalized on it. I think for most people, you don't have to start a brand new business or department, but your case study can be used as many things, right? You can, first of all, you can start creating content around it. You can create a case study client breakdown on YouTube. You can pin it on as an Instagram reel and pin it on your profile. You can suddenly turn your skill set into a framework, right? So, for example, me helping this fitness coach client, it was a very specific ad setup with a very specific ad budget that was running traffic to a very specific Instagram and YouTube landing page. Then it was a specific offer with a setup fee, a monthly recurring at a specific price point. And then it was a specific appointment setting and closing flow, and then upsell flow that basically took this guy from 8K to 45K, right? There's a full video on my main channel if you want to watch it. But then it was like, it's no guesswork anymore, right? If I just take this framework and then duplicate it into another fitness coach business, maybe with a different niche, so instead of build muscle, then it could be weight loss. Instead of being a male, then it could be a female. So basically just like duplicate. So you can productize your service, right? Because like this framework took this person from A to B. So like, what happens if I implement the same framework into a similar business? And then stuff starts to get fun. Then, so we have the YouTube, we have the content on Instagram, we have the productized. You can also start getting referrals. A happy client is a client that is likely to refer you. So definitely ask for referrals in return. Just do it in a very nice way. When the client is happy and everything is good, then just be like, hey, do you have anyone in your network who could be able to benefit from my service? It can be some of their friends in a different country that maybe needs it. It can be one of their friends who is in a different niche, like coaches hang out with coaches, right? It doesn't matter if it's fitness, mindset, business. They maybe are in the same mentorship groups or whatever it can be, right? So yeah, the best steps to take after that, bro, is basically just like how the philosophy here is simple. It's like, how many people can I show this case study to, you know? So it's like in the beginning, it's kind of like you basically, in the beginning, it's like this is you, right? And then you work with like business 1 here, and then you work with business 2, and then you work with business 3. And then you realize that, oh, something is working extremely well for this client right here, right? So you take this thing and then you show it to a lot of other clients that are also similar to the one you just helped. And then you tell them, hey, I just helped this person right here make this amount of money with this system. I can probably help you install the same system and then make money, right? So what happens is that you basically just like you do the same amount of work, but you get paid more because the perceived value increases because you've done it for someone else. So in your outbound or manual acquisition, automated acquisition, in your ads, mention the case study as much as possible because it gives a lot of integrity and it gives a lot of proof of concept. So thank you for the question, bro. I really appreciate it. I hope it helped. Next question here. What's your drive, man? I understand your goals, but why put in all of this work and time when you could just coast for a while and be fine? Not trying to be critical, just wants to know what keeps you from taking the easy path. Very, very good question, bro. So I think this is you kind of like have to trace back a little bit, right? I think I was an extremely happy person before I started my business. I had a good life. I have an amazing family, good friends. I had a good childhood. I have an amazing girlfriend. These things, right? So I was in a good place. I didn't start my business from a place of trauma, right? I didn't start it because I had to prove myself. I didn't start it because I was bullied. I didn't start it because I had family issues to like fill a hole inside of me. So I think I started my business because I just wanted to get better, right? I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to create something for myself. I wanted to be able to put more hours into something and then reap the rewards from it. I wanted to just like push myself in that sense. So I've always been very driven by external motivation, which means that giving back to my family, becoming a person that takes care of my family is also big for me, and just overall, I'm very driven by the people around me so that I can support and help them. So that's my drive, is to take care of my family, just like my parents took care of me when I was younger. And then I think, and then it's just about becoming better. I've realized that I'm the happiest when I wake up and then I get smarter or better in my business. I help clients, and I the way that I see this, that I want to leave the world a better place than entering it, right? So like if I can help a lot of people start their business and they can help more people, because I typically work with coaches and agencies who are in the info product space, right? And then I've left a pretty positive impact. Then I want to get like faster, stronger, smarter also. So like go to the gym and read and listen to podcasts or whatever it is. So like I just want to be like 0.001% better every day. And then I hit the head on my pillow, and then I'm excited to do it all again tomorrow. So it's just like seeing how I push my boundaries with my like the things that I know and I can do, because you only know what you know, right? So like that I only know a specific I have a specific amount of knowledge now, which has taken me to where I am today with my business. And every day I get a little bit smarter. So like in a year from now, maybe my consciousness is here, right? And then I probably make more money, because it's not about the money. It's just about the fact that I've gotten smarter and I can bring more value and I've learned new stuff. So I think the drive, bro, is really just to get better, and also because like I've been able to help my family financially by me becoming really good at scaling businesses and by becoming really good at doing content. So like my passion now is info businesses, consulting, personal branding, ads, setters, these kind of things, right? Because I've seen the value that it brings me and then also with the people around me. So my passion has been developed because of the opportunities that it has given me, right? I hope that makes sense, man. But a really good question, and I recommend everyone to find the thing that gets them out of bed every morning. It can be a little hard, and I think a lot of people they also get like false expectations because it's like, what do you love? Turn that love into a business, where it's like you also need to do some things that you don't want to do, right? It's like, for example, when I had Short Form Society, my previous coaching business where we helped beginners start their own marketing agency, there were like a handful of people who were like running a marketing agency isn't really for me, bro. Like, I don't care if it's for you or not. Like of course it's for you, right? You learn a skill set, you can make money, you can leverage that skill set. It's not the funniest thing in the world, right? But it's like, what did you expect of starting a business? It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be challenging, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but hopefully the fruits of your work will be greater than the pain or the feeling of being uncomfortable, of running a marketing agency that maybe isn't your dream, right? Like I've worked with a lot of clients when I started out that wasn't the best clients ever. I've delivered web pages, organic Facebook, social media management, email newsletters for e-com. Like, I've done so many different things that wasn't me, just to learn that it wasn't for me, but I did it either way because it would make me money and it would give me experience, it would give me network, and I would also learn what I didn't like about it so that I could then implement it into something that I liked, right? And then now, 3.5 years later, I run a business that I actually really, really like. But sometimes along the way now, I also feel like there are a few things that I don't really like, and then I change it, right? But the only way that I realized that I didn't like it was by trying it and then fixing it. And I think that's the only way that you find purpose here in life, is by just like trusting your intuition and just like always making your life and your model and whatever it might be a little bit better all the time by learning what you like and what you don't like. That was kind of like a little bit off topic, but it was a good question. And bro, what's your opinion on sleep? Recently I've been sleeping 4 to 6 hours because of work and grinding. I think, bro, sleep is insanely important. You should always get 8 hours of sleep. For example, Daniel, I like, obviously I can see that it's you, and I remember that you are 17, bro. I started my business when I was 22 years old. You know, bro, like, you are 22 in 5 years, which means that in 5 years you could start your business and then be on the exact same level as I was, 22, just started a business, no experience. So I think, bro, you have to ask yourself, would I like to grind my ass off, get minimum sleep, sacrifice everything, and then reach your personal and financial goals within 2 years? Or do you want to get sleep, stay in amazing health, take it a little bit slower, prioritize family and friends and connections, and then let it take 5 years? And there's no right or wrong answer here, bro. Like, this is all you. Like, what do you want to do? I realized, for example, that for me, I would rather that it took me 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years to reach my personal and financial goals, and then living a balanced life along the way, where I still prioritize my health and my family and my friends, rather than me doing the Alex Hormozy style of like cutting everything off, sacrificing everything just to reach your goal a few years earlier. I think that ain't it, for me at least, right? Again, there's no right or wrong. So I think, bro, it's just important that you're conscious about this and you ask yourself that question. So I hope that makes sense, Daniel. Let us see Max here. Love your stuff, bro. I'm also from Denmark. Hey Max, good to meet you, bro. Skud ud, som vi siger i Danmark. I appreciate it, Max. I run a content agency, nice, and I've mostly done short form, cool. But I'm looking to go either into IG ads and a setter offer, or switch to primarily offering YouTube. I believe YouTube would be an easier switch, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So I think, just to answer your first question here, bro, I think if you only think editing and content deliverables, making the change from a short form content agency to a long form content agency is probably not the biggest change ever, right? Because it's the same editing deliverables, it's typically the same clientele that you'll be working with. You will just be switching from like only doing short form to also long form. I would recommend you to do both short and long form, bro. I have a creative agency for my short form, but I wish that they did long form editing as well, because it's the same style and visual and font and these things. So I'd recommend you to have both parts, right? Then your question is IG or ads or a setter. I think first of all, there's no right or wrong in the agency space. You can run a content agency that only delivers short form and long form and run that up. You can run a full stack agency that offers ad setters, content, whatever it is, and then run that up. So I think, bro, ask yourself, what kind of business do you want to run? For me, I transitioned from a short form content agency into a full stack agency because I wanted to have more responsibility for my clients. I wanted to make sure that my service was a little bit more predictable when promising leads or outcomes. Not to say that an editing agency is bad and not the way, it's definitely fine, but I think for me, I wanted that responsibility because I wanted to learn the skills as well, because I'm not a videographer or a guy with a creative background, so I wasn't driven by the content part of it only, right? So I think there's no right or wrong, bro. Maybe you've learned something from working with a handful of clients now where you're like, all of them are more interested in moving into IG ads and setters and they would like me to take care of it, then it makes perfect sense. And it's a good skill to learn either way, bro. Like, I'm so happy that I ran a full stack agency for coaches, because when I started my own coaching business, I had all the skills in the world to operate myself, right? So it's also about what you want long term, bro. Either way, and whatever switch you make, I think you'll be happy about it because it's adding something. It is adding something of value to your offer, which is typically it's always good unless it's a bigger headache than it's worth, kinda. But I think you'll be happy about it from what I can hear. If I were you, bro, to give you an honest answer, I would learn IG ads and setter because your content would also be better, right? Especially if you work with coaches and personal brands, then you understanding funnels and customer journeys and how content plays in both a traffic nurturing and selling role. I think you would be happy about that. So I'd recommend you to learn that. Let's take a second question here, bro. What outreach system would you recommend? Does 20 upfront personalized Loom and 100 to 200 automated Loom request messages sound like a solid strategy? So I'm a big fan of personalized outreach, right? I'm really, really happy about that, especially when working with coaches, because there is, like, this will sound like a paradox, but there is a lot of leads, but at the same time, there's a limited amount of leads that you want to work with, and you only have one shot, right? If you send a bad outreach message, that's a burnt lead. It's very hard to save that and come and be like, oh, sorry for the automated message, you know? Whereas in e-commerce, for example, you realize that it is a game of volume. It is a game of having the strongest offer and an extremely high volume, and then send that out and then get calls. Whereas coaches, consultants, personal brands, they're a little bit harder to reach because there is some trust that needs to be established. So what I would do, bro, is that I would definitely focus on the 20 upfront personalized Loom videos, and then this should just be seen as a bonus, right? Do it in a way where it doesn't burn the leads, do it in a genuine way. But like, you will be, like, I always ask myself, 20 upfront Looms every single day for a whole year, that is 7,500 leads you contact, right? You can probably get a handful of clients from that. So I think if you can just stick to this and then add this in as a bonus, if you feel like you're missing volume, I don't think you will feel like you're missing volume, then it's actually fine. It sounds like a solid strategy. If you have a good Instagram, bro, I'll definitely optimize it. And then your Looms should only be 3 to 4 minutes long. People won't watch anything longer than that when it's from a stranger. And make sure that it is personal. And then make sure to call out a problem or something that they're missing out. So either like a problem that you can see or mention a desired state. Then they'll typically watch the Loom until the end because they're curious, right? If you have a case study, mention it to place you as an industry leader who can actually deliver upon this. By the way, love these videos, man. Keep them coming. Thank you, bro. And then Max, definitely also, bro, start building connections instead of clients. One of the best things that I ever did for my business was switching my mindset from how can I get this person as a client to how can I connect with this person, bring them value, hop on a call with them, chat with them, give them some advice, and then kind of like respect the sales cycle and have so much confidence, and they will probably return when it's time for them. Because I think connections are a lot more worth than or not clients, but like definitely just take care of your brand and name, bro, and then like build really good connections instead of just like being super salesy and pushy. I don't think you don't come across as a salesy or pushy guy. Just but have like ice in your veins, bro. Easy, my own. And then focus on connections over clients. And you will be extremely happy about these, bro. This will give you a lot of good response, I would say, and some good connections. So I hope that helped, Max. Feel free to again ask more questions. I don't know your business, I don't know your numbers, I don't know how much cash profit you're doing, I don't know how many clients you have. So this was just like on top of my head, and I hope that it made good sense. And thanks for loving the videos, bro. I'll definitely keep them coming, one a day, right? That is it for all the questions. Very nice. I really appreciate all the questions. Next step on the agenda is business stats. So I'll quickly just remember 96 here on the daily updates. If we go over to the main channel, 96 and then 6188. So we duplicate it here, and yeah, then we do 6188. Then it was on my IG. Let's see here. 21006. Daily update was 96. For cash, you can see today I did 2.375. But we always do it one day backwards, right? And that was a 0. So we can put this in tomorrow, because we always go one day backwards, as I said, right? Because today is the 28th, and today we're filling out 27th. So 0, and yesterday I spent $30 on Notion. I'll make sure to fix this. I had a cool guy texting me how I could fix it, so I'll fix it. To give you some perspective on where we're at for the month, we are, you can't see that, 29k, which is fine on cash, and 43k on rep. So pretty normal month, I'd say. I estimated around 30k, and then we got the payment today, which I'll count, and then yeah. So let's run it back to here. There we go, and you can see, nice. OBS is really good. I record these videos on OBS. I thought it was only Twitch streamers and YouTubers who use this, but also me when doing daily updates, so I can make these cool transitions here. Today, if you don't know, I'm on family vacation, so my number one goal right now is just to maintain my business and keep my clients happy. So what I did today was that I had 5 hours of one-on-one calls with my clients. I take calls Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So just did client calls and answered Slack. That was basically it for today. Tomorrow I have no calls, so I'll try my best to just like answer clients in the morning, and then also through like one time afternoon, and then one time before going to bed, and then I'll basically just spend some time with my family tomorrow. So yeah, this week is just full focus on the family. For strategy, not a lot. I wanted to answer all questions today, and the video is also 28 minutes now. So today was a lot of questions and focus on those, and I think that gave me some thoughts as well, which was nice. So not a lot of strategy today, but we'll see each other tomorrow. Again, ask your question down below, and I'm happy to answer it. I wish you all the best with your business and life and everything in general, and we will see each other tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching this video.